Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I want to talk today about the worth of artifacts. How much are artifacts worth monetarily? How much are they worth to our educational system and to us? We all know about arrowheads. And these paleo points, especially ones that are pre-Clovis that don't have flutes, they're worth a pretty penny. You can go on Etsy or some of these other websites, you might be able to buy some of these. And they're extremely valuable in the monetary sense. However, there's more to the story than just that. Since here we have a collection of 3 kind of axes, or this might be a hammer, considered a hammer. But we have these axes as well, more lightweight. And I'm curious what you guys might think. You can leave it in the comments before I tell you. I know how much they're worth, not monetarily, but I know how much they're worth for our knowledge and understanding of human existence. And that's something we're going to talk about here. I've got to take a moment just to collect my thoughts because it is a big subject. That's a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to show you a few more artifacts before I really get into it. I don't take the girl out very often. This is a little bit of a depiction of her here. You can see how the bird beak becomes the girl's eye. You can see how it's a multifaceted art, and it's a great picture if I could say so myself. It's really not bad. But I could kind of line her up a little bit so that you guys can see. And different shade and different shadows, of course, help to see this. And I hate to repeat that over and over again, but if you guys aren't seeing it, maybe pull the phone away and then bring it closer. And I'll change the shadows here so that maybe you guys are able to see it a little better. And here we are. That might let you see the upturned nose a little better. You can see the pupil of the eye, of course, and then the mouth. You see how the pupil is white, just that section down there. It's tough for me to see what you guys can see, so let me know if this is coming out correctly. You can see how the Adam's apple is here and how the hair separates this face. It's just that flat section there. So, an artifact like this, to know that the ancient indigenous human beings that lived with Mammoth created statues of their children, to me, it's invaluable. It's priceless. And it's not about money necessarily. It's about the knowledge that your ancestors cared about their children. They cared about you. If they cared about their kids, they care about you now because you are their children. We are all children of what some people call the holy people or the ancient people. These people were very beautiful, very smart, very intelligent, very peaceful. Here in North Carolina anyway. And I speak only from what I see in the art and what I've noticed through archaeology over this past 3 years. The weapons are all dulled. It was a very peaceful civilization. So here we have a bird head, of course. You guys, many of you have seen this before. And I can zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. But if I were to put this on Etsy as a original paleo style multifaceted art piece, as you can see the footprint on the right hand edge of it. And it might take a minute just to be able to see the raven head, but upon closer examination, you can see the footprint there as well. This is a petrified wood piece. This isn't even stone. This is wood that has turned into stone. It's extremely old. You can see how it's got these layers inside of it. Very curious. However, this piece, if I were to put a price on it, I'd say around $20,000 for this type of artifact, at the least. $20,000 would probably be my starting price, right? Not that I would ever sell it, but it's that valuable. Here in Amber's box, this is the box going to, I think it's Texas Hot Points. Hopefully that's amber. But we have a few smaller artifacts, and I'm sorry if the focus isn't correct, but we also have a large spear point in here. It's paleo style spear point. You can see. Nice edge on it there. We have a collection of bird effigies in here. This one is a magnetic one. It's one of my favorite ones, one of the first ones that I found. But these aren't meant to be sold. These are meant to be traded and taught about. This is our history. It's not, you know, and I got all the love from the Native Americans. But this stuff is 10, 20, 30,000 years old. So it is theirs. It's ours too. It's everybody's. You know, and I can't say it's everybody's. I can say that it belongs to me. That's for sure. It speaks to me. I know about it. I teach about it, and I dedicated a big part of my life to it. This history and this knowledge, 100% belongs to everybody. And I'm not into the colonist labels. I'm definitely, as you guys know, not into the racism stuff. So we're all connected, and we'll get back on topic here. I just wanted to, without making too many cuts, just kind of talk about the value of these things. Okay. This child statue, to me, it's probably an $80,000, $90,000 piece. Quite literally. To have an artifact like this with the human image, a statue, so rare, never found anywhere else in the world. We don't find statues like this. But to find things like this here, you know, it's extremely valuable. So you guys who collect this stuff, who know about it, understand that you got an edge. You got a huge edge on whatever that you want to do. And that is kind of the gift of these ancient people. It is a gift. It's a gift to know how long your human history goes back. And it's a gift to have these. And so really, despite how valuable they might be, it's really not worth selling them. Is one of the things that you realize. Once you start doing this, you start realizing that money really is nothing, and knowledge and power over yourself, the power to influence other people and teach them, to show them the right ways, that is more beneficial than any type of monetary value could get you. Just like your family is more valuable to you than your money is. It's much the same. So this little bird effigy, it's kind of one of my favorite pieces. It is one of the first ones. It's one of the ones that helped me be convinced that this was a real thing. And we've talked about it several times, but you see how the bird is pointing this way with the red crest, right? The beak over here. And it even has two little feet here. So if you twist it upward, you might be able to see the bird looking behind its back there. So now the beak is pointy and the crest is flat, as a crest should be. And you tilt it a little bit. Doesn't look perfect right there. In the comments, because I know you guys are going to be able to figure it out. Because I've taken these to live demonstrations and everybody figures it out. But we have a goose head over here with a recessed beak. Just like we see all over North Carolina here. They're still alive today. And then here, what we have is and you're going to be able to figure it out on your own. Everybody is going to be able to say it in the comments. So if you're watching now, and this is just a picture of the original gateway with the arrow pointing up at it. As you guys remember, this is the piece that kept a lot of my friends and family thinking that I was nuts, because they could understand it after they saw this. And they could realize that it was a real thing. And not all of these artifacts are really easily seen. And so, you know, this, when it was in its original form, to me, priceless. Priceless. I wouldn't have given it up for the world. And I still have it. It's tucked away. And it does not look as great as it does in this picture anymore. The eye is worn out because this is just paint on these. It's just a paint. But just wanted to kind of give you guys a shout out. And, you know, I'm talking about the community who researches this and knows about it. And let you guys know that what you're doing is extremely valuable, not for money or monetary purposes, but you're teaching other people. You know, you're teaching other people a big thing. And so our history, where we come from, especially nowadays as an American, you probably don't even know your grandparents' first name. Honestly. Like, what's your grandma's first name? Your great-grandma's first name? These people remembered generation after generation, you know? And we don't do that anymore. So ideas are powerful. America is only an idea. And knowledge is power. And that's what these teach you. They teach you how to be knowledgeable. They get you looking at things a lot different than you ever looked at it before. And the people that you know, your family members, your friends, they will not see you the same after you learn about this, because you will change. It'll change who you are. It'll change what your beliefs are. And it'll make you more aware than they're able. It alienates you, basically. It changes a lot. So if you guys are going through it right now, then understand that there's lots of other people that have gone through it, and we're all kind of waking up at the same time. Some of us faster than others. But the big reason why I do this channel is for those people who run into this and start learning about it. Because for me, when I first found out about it, it was pretty intense, and it still is, and it doesn't really stop being intense. And so to summarize, these artifacts, this primate gorilla artifact, you know, if I were to put a price on it, let's say there's nothing like this in the world. You know, there's no stone art that I've ever seen that has a gorilla on it like this, in this paleo style. So for me, this thing is worth at least $10,000, at least, right? But the knowledge that it gives you of knowing that ancient humans were creating encyclopedias in stones to teach one another, right? Knowledge should be free. Teaching people should be free. Learning about your own human history should be free. So don't sell your artifacts. They're more valuable with you and with your friends and with the people you care about than they would ever be to you alone. So with that, thank you guys, and have a great night.